Buckle up, everybody, because today we're diving into the world of electric vehicles.
Sounds exciting.
It is. We're going to be looking specifically at Mahindra and their brand new EVs, the B6E and the X9E.
These are creating some serious buzz.
Yeah, these coupe SUVs are really turning heads, and we're going to get into why.
Right. So what's so captivating about these is Mahindra's ambition. They're not just kind of testing the EV market.
Right.
They're going all in.
Yeah.
They want to make a splash and maybe even become a global player.
That's so cool, especially with some of the features they're including.
Oh, yeah.
Like a 43-inch triple screen display.
Wow.
A 16-speaker Dolby Atmos system.
Really?
Yeah. And even driver-initiated lane changing.
It's like something out of the future.
It really is. So we're going to break all that down.
Yeah.
The specs, the designs, the tech.
Sounds good.
And really try to understand what it all means for the future of electric vehicles.
I'm ready. Let's start with the Mahindra X9E.
Okay, perfect. I was just picturing myself cruising down the highway.
Yeah.
In this sleek coupe SUV.
Yeah.
Like just looking at the images, it seems like they took some inspiration from the XUV 700.
Yeah, definitely has that familiar look.
Right.
But with that sloping roofline, giving it a much sportier feel.
Yeah, it's like a whole different personality.
Yeah.
What stood out to you about the XEV9E?
Well, besides it looking like something out of a sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
It's got to be that boot space, 663 liters.
That's massive. Like, what could you even compare that to for the listener?
Imagine this. You could pack for a whole family vacation.
Wow.
And not even have to fold down the rear seats.
Really?
Yeah. And it also has an automatic tailgate, so even more convenient.
Oh, that's nice. And I love those flush door handles.
Me too.
It just adds to that modern look.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of modern, let's move to the interior.
Nice.
That's where things get really interesting.
They do. Not one, not two, but 3 screens.
I know.
43 inches across the dashboard.
It's a statement piece for sure.
It is. It really makes you wonder, though, does it enhance the driving experience or is it just a gimmick?
Yeah, I'm curious to see how they address driver distractions with a display that big.
Right? It's like front and center.
Yeah.
But it seems like they've thought of that because there's a separate screen just for the passenger.
That's
so they can have their own entertainment without distracting the driver.
Right.
Plus, can you imagine having that 16-speaker Dolby Atmos sound system?
Oh, man.
It'd be like a concert on wheels.
And with that panoramic glass roof overhead.
Oh, yeah. It'd be like a mobile entertainment lounge.
Definitely.
Yeah.
They even have a BYOD feature for the rear seats.
Bring your own device.
Exactly. So those backseat passengers can stay connected, too.
Very thoughtful. It's like they're trying to please everyone.
They are.
But let's get down to how it actually drives. All that tech is great, but it needs to perform on the road.
Absolutely. So they're offering a 79 kilowatt battery option, which gives it a pretty impressive WLTP range of 533 kilometers.
Wow. That's a lot. What is WLTP, though, for those who might not know?
Yeah, good point. So WLTP stands for Worldwide Harmonized Light Vehicle Test Procedure.
Okay.
It's basically a global standard that determines a vehicle's range, fuel consumption, and emissions.
Got it.
It's designed to give a more realistic range estimate than older tests.
So 533 kilometers based on the WLTP cycle.
Exactly.
That's a pretty good distance. And with 285 horsepower.
Yeah.
It sounds like it has some get up and go.
Yeah, it does. And they've also included semi-active dampers.
For someone who's not a car enthusiast, what do those do?
Okay, so semi-active dampers are constantly adjusting the suspension based on the road conditions and your driving style.
Got it.
So they can stiffen up for sporty handling.
Okay.
Or soften for a more comfortable ride over bumps.
So it's like a balance between comfort and performance.
Exactly.
That makes sense. So they're not just focusing on speed, but the whole driving experience.
The whole package.
Okay, and what about those level 2 plus ADS features?
Oh, yeah.
That driver-initiated lane change is like straight out of the future.
Yeah, so ADAS stands for Advanced Driver Assistance Systems.
Yeah.
And level 2 plus means it has a pretty high level of automation. So things like lane keeping, adaptive cruise control, even automatic emergency braking.
Yeah, the driver-initiated lane change is like the next step.
It's like a sneak peek into autonomous driving.
Totally. I'm curious to learn more about how that works.
Me too.
And what kind of safety measures are in place.
Yeah, we should dive into that.
But before we do that,
let's
talk about the price.
Okay, so the XEV9E is set to start at 21.9 lakh rupees ex-showroom.
Not bad.
No.
For all that tech and luxury.
Definitely not.
And deliveries are expected to begin early 2025.
Yep, beginning of the year.
Okay, so we've covered the XEV90. Are you ready to move on to its sportier sibling, the BE6E?
Oh, yeah. Let's check it out.
From what I've seen, this one takes that sporty look to a whole new level.
Yeah, it definitely does. It's a head turner.
It reminds me of those supercars you see on the track.
Yeah, like sleek lines, low profile.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like they even incorporated some design elements from the Ferrari 488 Pista.
Yeah, like that S-duct design on the hood.
Could you break down what an S-duct is for our listeners?
Sure. So an S-duct is an aerodynamic feature that channels air from under the car's nose up and over the hood, which helps reduce drag and increase downforce.
So it makes the car stick to the road better at high speeds.
Exactly. It's interesting to see it on an SUV.
Right, because you usually see it on like high-performance sports cars.
Right. It shows they're really thinking about performance and efficiency.
Yeah, it's a cool detail. It shows they're not messing around.
They're not.
But let's move to the interior, shall we?
Let's do it.
It looks just as futuristic as the XEV90. Just with a different vibe.
Definitely more driver-focused.
Yeah.
They call it a surround cockpit with ambient lighting and airplane-style throttle lever.
And that Snapdragon processor-powered infotainment system.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about snappy performance.
They really went all out on the tech.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. So how does the BE6E compare to the XEV90 in terms of practicality? I imagine with that sportier design, there might be less cargo space.
Yeah, you're right. The boot space is smaller.
Okay.
It's 440 liters.
Okay, so that's quite a difference. But is that still enough for like groceries or a weekend trip?
Oh, yeah, for sure. 440 liters is still plenty of space for everyday stuff.
Okay, good.
You could easily fit groceries or luggage for a weekend getaway.
Perfect. And how does it compare in size to other SUVs on the road?
So it's a bit longer than a Hyundai Creta.
Okay.
It's still compact enough for city driving.
Okay.
But it's a bit roomier than some of its competitors.
Gotcha. So not too big, not too small.
Right in the sweet spot.
What else stands out to you about the BE6E?
I love all the little details, like the wool sweater-like fabric they used for the seats.
Oh, wow.
And the AC vents are really well designed for comfort.
That's cool. It shows they're thinking about the little things that can make a big difference. So let's get into performance. How does it stack up against the XEV90?
Okay, so they're pretty similar performance-wise.
Okay.
The BE6E also has a 79 kilowatt battery option with a claimed WLTP range of 550 kilometers.
Oh, wow. So it actually has a slightly better range.
Yes, slightly.
And how about that 0 to 100 time?
Get ready for this. It does 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 6.7 seconds.
Wow. That's seriously quick.
It is. And that's thanks to 285 horsepower and 380 newton-meters of torque.
It's a beast. So it's got the looks, the tech, and the performance. How about the price?
It's actually even more affordable than the XEV9E.
Really?
Yep. The BE6E starts at 18.9 lakh rupees.
Wow. That's a great price for all that it offers.
Definitely competitive.
And of course, it's packed with tech, too.
Absolutely. Level 2 plus a DS like the XEV9E, including that driver-initiated lane change feature.
Wow.
Plus, it has a really impressive auto park function.
Okay.
It can handle over 200 different parking situations.
That's amazing. It seems like Mahindra is really pushing the boundaries here.
They are. It's exciting to see.
So we have two really impressive EVs here.
Yeah.
Each with their own unique personality.
Definitely.
What are your thoughts?
I think it's really smart how Mahindra has created two distinct offerings. They're not just targeting one segment.
Right.
They're giving people choices.
Yeah, like they're saying, hey, if you want spacious luxury, we've got that.
Right.
If you want sturdy tech, we've got that too.
Exactly. And with those competitive prices and all that cutting-edge tech, they're making a statement.
They really are. But let's dig a little deeper into the differences between the two.
Okay.
What stands out to you as the most significant distinctions?
Let's see.
Between the XEV90 and the BE6E.
Okay, so for me, the XEV90 is all about family-friendly luxury. It's got all that space, all those features, that massive boot.
Right.
It's clearly for people who want that premium SUV experience, but electric.
Yeah, like they took everything people love about luxury SUVs and just electrified it.
Exactly. And then you have the BE6E, which is going for a totally different vibe. It's sportier, more compact, and way more tech-focused.
Yeah, it's definitely for someone who wants to make a statement.
Yeah.
Like with that head-turning design.
Yeah.
The fast acceleration.
Yeah, and all the cutting-edge tech inside.
Yeah, Mahindra's really trying to appeal to a lot of different buyers.
I think so.
It's a smart move, especially in a market like India.
Right.
Where EVs are still pretty new.
Yeah, they're not putting all their eggs in one basket.
Right.
And by keeping the prices competitive, they're making EVs more accessible to more people.
Which is huge for getting more people to buy them.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've talked about the design, the tech, the performance, the price.
Yeah.
What are the big takeaways here?
Yeah.
What should our listener remember about these Mahindra EVs?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway is that Mahindra is serious about EVs.
Yeah.
They're not just testing the waters, they're going all in.
Right, and they're not just following the trends, they're innovating. Like with that driver-initiated lane change and that auto park feature.
Yeah, those are really pushing the boundaries.
Yeah, and they're also showing they care about design.
Definitely.
Both how it looks and how practical it is.
Right. The XEV9E is a beautiful, spacious SUV.
Yeah.
And the B6E has that sporty, futuristic look that'll definitely turn heads.
And we can't forget about those luxurious interiors.
Oh, yeah.
Like Mahindra clearly paid attention to the details.
From the materials to the design, it's all very well thought out.
Yeah, it's all about that premium experience.
Definitely.
No matter which model you choose.
Exactly.
So we have two really impressive EVs that are pushing the boundaries.
Yeah.
But this is just the beginning, right?
Oh, absolutely. There's so much more to explore.
This is where things get really interesting.
Right.
Now that we've covered the basics,
yeah,
it's time to look at the bigger picture.
Okay. What do these models tell us about Mahindra's overall EV strategy?
Exactly. Like, are they just trying to be a leader in India?
Right.
Or are they aiming for something bigger?
That's a great question. But before we answer that, let's think about what these models mean for the entire Indian car market.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
How might these EVs affect other car companies in India?
Yeah. Could this push them to start making more EVs?
And how might these models change how people in India think about EVs?
Right. Could they help make EVs more popular?
These are all really interesting questions.
They are, and they deserve more attention.
But maybe the most important question is this. Could Mahindra, with its aggressive approach to EV tech and competitive pricing, actually disrupt the global auto industry?
That's a bold question, but it's definitely worth thinking about.
Yeah.
These models show that Mahindra isn't just trying to catch up.
Right.
They're innovating and setting a new standard.
Especially at those price points.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's exciting to see a company like Mahindra, with its history in India, making such a big move into the global EV market.
It really is. It's like a sign of the times. The whole auto industry is changing.
It is. And the companies that are willing to innovate and adapt, those are the ones that are going to succeed.
And Mahindra seems to get that.
Yeah. They're not afraid to take risks.
And they're not just focused on the tech itself.
Right.
They're thinking about the whole experience.
Exactly. From the luxurious interiors to those thoughtful design details.
Right.
It's clear they want to make EVs appealing to everyone.
Yeah, they're not just building cars.
They're building a brand.
That stands for innovation, sustainability, accessibility.
Exactly.
So what's the big takeaway here for our listeners?
I think the biggest takeaway is that the EV revolution is here.
Yeah.
And it's happening faster than a lot of people thought.
And companies like Mahindra are leading the way.
They are, and they're doing it with style and substance.
Definitely. It's a really exciting time to be following the auto industry.
It is. And I encourage our listeners to keep learning about this, dive deeper into the stuff we've talked about, research other EV companies, and really think about what the future of transportation might look like.
There's so much to discover out there. So keep those wheels turning, everyone.
Absolutely.
And until next time, happy driving.
If this tech tutorial was helpful, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. For more detail, you can visit our blog website www.evergreentechtips.com.